Well, today is Wednesday, June 19th, and I have about 4 Jeep to talk about here. So, first off with Jenny, then we'll go to talk about my new Jeep. It was just in the garage, now it's up top already. My 72 CG5 I just bought, and then I have 2 more Jeeps I just bought just about an hour ago. So, update on Jenny. So, Jenny's got some leaking issues, not just one leak, 4 leaks. So I have a brake leak over here. I need a new cylinder. It's gone bad. It's a brand new cylinder. It's probably always 100 miles on it, and it's already blown a seal. Could be a $10 fix, but with brakes, I'm not risking my own self to trust myself to fix it for 10 bucks. It's kind of simple, but still, it's a brake. So just buy the whole unit, put it in, should be replaced, and good to go. That's the brake leak. I lost brakes doing 45 miles per hour. Lost all brakes. I had that one brake working, and I hit a rock, and it was enough to slow me down and downshifting. But yeah, that needs replaced. We have a carb gasket leak on the YF. This is a brand new carb from Rick's Carb, and it's already leaking already. At Bantam, we tightened the screws. I did improve. They were a hair loose, but it's still leaking enough. Needs a new gasket. So that's kind of minor. Parts arrive tomorrow for that too. The next leak is my drive shaft going up to the T-case for the front axle. Oil leak out of the yoke. Most likely just that nut needs torqued a little more tighter from 90 to 120 foot-pounds. The back end was leaking a long time ago. When I first put oil in it, poured right out. I just torqued it down. It was like hand loose. Okay, made it torqued, and since then it's been happy. No leaks. So I'm going to do the same up front. And the last leak is the fuel leak, which is easy to get to, luckily. Pull the spare tire back down here. There's 2 fittings. I try to make my custom fuel line for the tank all the way up front one piece. No problem. But I somehow screwed up in bending it or something. Where because it's a tight squeeze to get inside the brake master and the steering box, and that's why I'll make it one piece here and one piece there and join it right there. Easy to get to if you ever have an issue, which I do have an issue. So my only thing I can think of is flare the flare bigger so the nut going over can capture it. On top of that, add Teflon around the threads because it's leaking out of the threads. So I'm going to just do that. That's my idea fix. And then let's talk about the dashboard. Let's go on quick. I have 4 Jeeps to talk about. Glass. I was going to replace the glass next week with the money I have. Well, that ain't gonna happen. New Jeeps I just bought. So ain't gonna happen. Sorry, glass. But the dashboard, I also, again, after I buy this Jeep, so do more on Jenny. I'm just gonna fix what needs fixed. For now, it's okay. But I want to reconfigure my dashboard. I'm thinking about doing a CG5 gauge cluster, like the big massive for 100 bucks. You get speed. This one goes up to 80 miles per hour, but most Jeep ones go 60 or 95, I don't know. 70 is plenty for this Jeep. But big speedometer, all lit up nice, big readout arm. Then it's got amperage light, that's all you need is light. And then you need fuel and temp, that's enough. I still want to add a oil pressure gauge, and still I want to add a voltage. So add those on it as well on the side. So big one in the center on the offset, and then on the left side, 2 gauges stacked up for voltage and oil pressure. Over here, just be my radio as is. My turn signal switch is plastic housing. It's working fine, but mounting it's being plastic on this column, on that clamp, a hair too tight, which I've done, it cracked. And now it won't mount any longer. So I need to find a better turn signal switch that's out of metal, much better mounting. It got me by with 30 bucks, but it's not for the long term. So that needs fixed. And that's really it for in here. We're gonna do all new glass in here for glass. The back window we're not gonna do, and the winglets we're not gonna do. The only I'm gonna fix is this glass here, up and down, on both sides, and the front windshields. So that's my priority, what needs fixed. So after I buy these Jeeps and sell one, we'll do glass for Jenny. I do have a guy in my truck. He's at 12 grand if the glass is repaired. He can't find a shop near him. Seems to be impossible to find shops nowadays that do old school glass work. So he said he wants to be at 10. I got him to 11 too, and now we're really at 1,200 if I at 12,000 if we do glass work. At 12 grand for this truck, I'm losing 3 grand. On top of that, he's letting me keep all my aftermarket stuff. He wants to keep that, but the radio, jack, fire signature, front winch bumper, all the lights, rock lights, reverse lights. He wants none of that stuff. So 3 grand off for that too. I'm taking 3 grand loss in cash alone, and I'm not including my time of restoring my truck. I always value my time as skill and knowledge over value of cash. But all the body work I paid a guy, his money's involved with the 18 grand I'm in. So everyone else's time is involved already, but not mine. Back and forth, it's like I can sell it and be more free and pay off things, not being too much debt. Only 600 bucks in debt right now, but ain't much. Pay off mom, pay off rent for the year for the house here, living $200 a month at the house property here with parents, and it's like be more free. So I don't mind selling it. You get back to RC car hobby, which is way more fun. These full size Jeeps, more trouble. We can't trail the shows, and RC is way more fun. But RC is what got me into full size Jeeps. So I don't know. I'm back and forth. Like I could be more free in my life if I sell it and have cash and pay off things, and then more cash to play with, more fun. But it's a nice truck. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying overdrive. It's nice. So I had no really push to sell it. Anyway, off topic of selling, that's for Jenny's update. Now this thing goes down here. This was a 1972 CG5. I paid 200 bucks for it. I did pay 380. My friend came with me. He wants the transmission for his AMC CG5 build. But turns out the only thing he needs off the deal I have for him was the bell housing, because he's running a small block. He needs a bell housing. He's got an adapter to an AX15. But then he needs another adapter for the Dana 300. But turned out this was a Dana 20. So it won't work for him, but he still wants to keep it, which means in my mind I'm kind of pissed because he got a good deal. Because the Dan 20 for 180 bucks with the transmission and the bell housing and the other adapter, he scored. So I'm a little bit jealous. So I do have it over here actually, his transmission off to the side for him. I gotta put it on a skid and put it in my car, but there's the grill. That's about 100 bucks trying to sell that. Here's a nice transmission, 3-speed T150, Dana 20, Chevy bell housing, adapter. The gears are not that bad inside, just open some surface rust. There's still oil in the case, so it's a good one still. So he scored, I'm jealous. Alrighty, so that's that. And then the small block Chevy I pulled out, I did check, it's not frozen, but water got inside, it's pouring out all that water on the ground there. And distributor, there's no distributor, so water got into the small block over its 10 years of storage since 2017. So there's an issue there inside the engine, but at least it's not frozen, it's locked up. So it's got some hope for someone else to use it and fix it. But it does have 202 hump heads on it, which are valuable. And also it did have a 2-barrel Rochester on it. So money there in a carburetor. So I have listed the motor for 300 bucks, so I'll make $100 profit. And then I'll make $100 on the grill, so that's 200 profit. And then the chassis is roached. But the axles are narrow track, but I'm sure they're not 538, so they gotta be like 488 or something else. They are open diff, not posi. It's got drum brakes, but they're open knuckle, but solid tie rod. So I'm not sure what the classify what axles they are. It's not a 25, it's not a 27. It could be a 30, but it's narrow track 30. I don't know if that exists or not. But those are for sale. I'm gonna sell as a whole roller. Axles, Ford wheels on it. This is what it go for, say 200 bucks or so. It's got hubs on the side of it. So, and this power steering box is still on there, Saginaw box. So, try to sell that too. I'm gonna list it tonight. So that's that Jeep there that you don't see here. And then the next two Jeeps, which you're gonna envision, because I'm not gonna show you till Saturday until I get them. So this guy in Marketplace, I'm just gonna walk around and point at Jenny. So last night on Marketplace, I found a guy selling two Jeeps for $2 grand, both 1940s Jeeps. Story goes, whatever they're new or whatever. The one was his father's originally. Never hacked up. But eventually he said, let's put an F in it instead of Go Devil. So it was motor swapped, the one. 1948 CJ2A with a hard top, Koenig, Koeing. Hard top, nice seats in it right now. No overdrive, but still stick shift. It's got 16-inch wheels on it. It's a true nice Survivor. Let's get F out of it. And it's 12 volt. So that's the deal with that Jeep. The other Jeep is a CJ2A, unknown year, but still 40s. It was like a 2A or a 3A. No windshield. And it's got 15s on it, just like what this Jeep had. 15s, sort of skinny wheels. All stock body, but no windshield, no roll cage. Seats are there, but there's no back support. It's just the bucket frame, but there's no back cushion. So that's that. The back of the tailgate on the driver's side's a bit whacked out of place over its life. It was a work Jeep. So the other Jeep was a daily driver, well taken care of. The other one was a ballpark Jeep for the ballpark for our local school district back in the day, back in the 40s or the 60s. For a ballpark, doing something to groom the ballpark for pre-game, or probably no, I mean, it doesn't have a PTO on it, but just maintain the property. So yeah, that Jeep. So it's a ballpark Jeep for our school district in town, Mill Creek. So that's the two Jeeps. Now the story of how they were of their lifetime. So 1940s Jeeps. Now in the 1960s, the son and the father ended up stuck and parked the Jeeps, but the son went off to Vietnam for the war for the U.S. Navy, and he served a good 38 years of service. Never had time to work on the Jeeps, and they just sat in the barn till like 2008 or something, in the 2000s. But still, he never touched them for the last 20 years. They still sat in the barn, and now they're out of the barn, the skid steer, like they're up for sale now. Let them go. I'm past the age of restoration, fixed income, so they're for sale. So basically from 1966 or mid-60s, they've been sitting in the barn. So they're true barn find survivors. I don't see anything rust repaired to do. I mean, there's patches done, on and off patches, but nothing I'm too worried about. I mean, the ballpark Jeep is the worst condition, but it's good for a nice stalker. You want to go to Secreton Off-Road Park nearby, or any of the parks that us Willys Jeeps go to. That I was at the Spring Willys reunion. All those guys had bone stock Jeeps, mud tires, limited slip maybe, roll cage. That's really it. And just go have fun. Stock Jeep, go off-road. So I'm gonna do that with that Jeep. The red Jeep, it's nice. I want to keep it. It's got a title. It's got a hardtop. It's mostly intact. That's true Survivor. But I need cash, and it's got a title, and it's got a hardtop, and it's the most complete one. I'm gonna sell that off, or hopefully get $3 grand out of it. I'm gonna ask $3 grand or best offer, try to get it running. If I end up having it for a long time, I'll slowly put new brakes on it, put this on, it's more trustworthy, safe on it, and I try to sell it for $5 or something. So I'm gonna try to let that Jeep go. The 3A, pretty much end it, 3A, 2A, and that up with being free. Hey, free Jeep. Sold that off for a good profit. Have a nice new other Jeep for free. It needs some body twisting in the back. I have a roll bar for it. Seats are there, done. This new back cushion, of course. There's no windshield, but I have a windshield at a friend's house. That's mine. It's still there. So I have a windshield for it. And then what else does it need? Really it. It's still a Go Devil engine. So it needs a nice gone through cleaning. But it's mostly complete. Put some nice mud tires on it, put stock wheels, or put those on it, a little bit wide for it though. So that's my plan. It's a good deal. My only problem here with the whole package deal, I mean, it's only 20 minutes away. We can make one trip home. He's got ways to load it, easy. But the hassle is financially, I can't afford it right now. I'm most money in Jenny. I'm really slowing down, but I'm trying to like pay off mom. I'm trying to pay off rents here. I'm trying to buy more Jeeps, like the Jeep I just bought here. It's like I'm low in cash. Paycheck's Friday. I'll make $1,100. Great. I made $200 today selling a title to a friend for his Jeep. I have $300 PayPal. All right, that brings me up to $1,500. I need $1,700, and I have $200 cash. Okay, I'm good there. I have some cash in the house. We'll see what I'm gonna count that up. See what I have there. So I have enough. But that means for the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna have to pay credit cards for everything, food and gas, and then like I have $200 cash in the bank. Don't touch it because penalized or whatever. He had below $500 or something. So yeah, I'm on a fixed income for the next 2 weeks. But that's what I have to do. Suffer, take the big risk, but the reward is sell this off for pure profit, get my money back, get a free Jeep, and have another Jeep for the trail. So risk, reward. I get to tell parents I bought them. Everyone else knows. So I already have a friend calling me and I gotta go in for work for tomorrow. But there's my update for the week on Jenny. The new Jeep I just bought that you don't see here, sorry. And then my 2 new Jeeps I'm buying now. So yeah, why do I do this? Why do I keep buying Jeeps? I'm 23 now. I've been buying Jeeps since I was 14. As for Jeeps I've owned, I counted up how many I've owned so far. As of today, I own 31 Jeeps so far in my life. Currently I have Jenny, 72, which is really a roller chassis at this point. My JK, my 46 2A, which is also not a roller, and I have these 2 more Jeeps. So that's my current inventory right now of Jeeps. So I really like to get rid of everything and build that dream Jeep right there and be happy. Vintage vibes, but modern drivetrain, highway speeds, it can tow stuff. I want that. Or not have that, have a Lamborghini, which is I want a Lamborghini. My dream car, not a Jeep at all. RC hobby, RC toys got me in the Jeeps. But anyway, that's my update. So thanks for watching, listening. Update in the garage. Night.